Okay, I'm live.
Awesome.
All right. So hello and welcome. This is Glover for the N64. I don't really know what else to say about this game other than it's amazing and it's kind of crazy and weird. There's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to happen pretty quickly, so I'm just going to start it off and then I'll do some talking in a little bit.
Yep.
I got my buddy Snacky or Load Away on commentary with me, and yeah,
Hey,
we're going to get started. So you notice I started the game already. The reason is because I recently found a pretty epic glitch that allows us to skip this intro cutscene. Normally that hat there would talk to us, waste some time. His name is Mr. Tip.
Yeah, this saves I think around 12 seconds, so it's actually pretty significant.
For this category, it's actually a pretty nice time save.
Yeah, it's huge.
So in this category, we're going to be skipping just about everything. Normally in this game, you'd have to go through levels 1, 2, 3, and then unlock the boss and beat the boss for that world to save the world, baby. Oh yeah! But we're going to just do some shenanigans and clip right into the boss. Oh my god,
Yep.
that's
Very nice clip. So what Colin did right there was a frame clip. You can kind of just squeeze your way through with a cartwheel with good timing, and with that you can get into any boss room early. We have some other methods to get into other boss rooms faster, but we need to get a ball first, and you'll be seeing that we get one after we do the first boss, which is the Atlantis boss. This guy's probably the most hard boss in the game, because it's not super consistent.
easily the most technical fight. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's pretty unfortunate, but whatever.
So by hitting the fish guy, the guy who's flying around, up, you the higher he is, once you kill the crab, the faster he will drop down. So we want him as high up as possible before we kill the crab, so that way he falls quicker. And that was actually pretty decent time. He didn't fly around for too long. And there you go, the first boss is already done.
Just because of how good the clip was and
Oh
the
yeah,
skip that I found, this pace is actually remarkable right now.
it actually is extremely good.
I'm like 10 seconds or 4 seconds ahead of the previous world record or whatever, to put it into perspective, which is honestly one of the most optimized runs in this entire game.
Oh yeah.
But
What happened there, the clip that Colin just did to get through the back of that loading zone, that loading zone just stretches out really, really far for some reason on the first hub world, so you can just clip right through by cartwheeling into it. And right there, he did a bowling ball clip, which is a lot faster than the frame clip to just get right into the boss room.
I tried to go for an R clip, which is a frame perfect wall transition when you're at a wall. It's a little tricky.
Yeah, it's easily one of the harder tricks in this whole run, and there's multiple times that you have to do it. Oh, you hate to see it.
This is rather unfortunate.
Yeah, so the clown can be rather consistent, but sometimes you get really unlucky with where the hitbox for that first target is.
This is so bad. Oh man. I just don't know what to do when that happens. Alright, well, that's fine.
Yeah.
But essentially what I was trying to do there is clip into the wall like how I got into the barrier with the bowling ball and hit the target from behind, and it just skips a cycle, saves a few seconds.
Yeah, the targets come there the whole time, and it can be hit whenever. So if you get to it sooner, it can hit the boss sooner, and that saves just a bit of time.
Yeah, instead of him having to turn the platforms around again, it kind of combines the two hits.
Yeah, so with an optimal fight, the ground won't start spinning at all, but sometimes you can just get a little screwed over if you don't hit the first target quick enough.
So we're going to turn one of the balls here, so that way we can open up the Pirates world and go do that
Yeah.
next.
Unfortunately, the only worlds that are really easy to get into early before opening them up the intended way through the game is Carnival and kind of Fear. The other ones are a lot harder, and Pirates is probably the hardest world to get into early, so there's no reason not to just deposit the ball, since we need to do that anyways. So, went for another arc clip, got the backup, so it was still pretty fast.
That was pretty good, though.
Yeah, that was a good backup.
I still can't believe how good the start of this run was.
Yeah, that start was incredible. Really good frame clip early.
It was amazing for a marathon. It's like more than I could ask for. That's honestly, the very start of this run is probably the most difficult part about doing this run.
So this boss is really interesting because he's normally really slow and annoying to kill, but we can just clip through walls. So you can just go to the target. No reason to fight him.
Yeah, the goal is to actually just hit the target in these bosses. And since the target is in that casket, we can position ourselves in a way that we can just kind of
get to it early,
dribble and clip right through it. This game is fairly poorly built, if you haven't noticed this yet.
That's what makes it fun to speedrun. It's just so broken, it becomes so much more enjoyable.
So we got to return a few more balls now so that we can enter prehistoric and the remainder of the levels.
Yeah. So because we have to deposit all the balls that we have, we're going to have to do another frame clip. But shouldn't be a problem. That first one was really good.
I'm prepared for a disaster, don't worry.
That's how frame clip goes. That's how most of my runs died. All the good ones died to frame clip.
That is easily, like, I'd say the biggest roadblock in this run. Just to get that clip instantly first try is very, very hard.
Yeah, there is a bit of a setup that you can do to get into a good position, and if you lose that position, the backup, which is go for it again, because there really is no other option to get into the level at this point, it can become really, really painful.
That was pretty good, actually.
Yeah, second try, we'll take it. So, this is another one of those bosses that's pretty scripted. So you can actually get it done pretty efficiently.
It is a little tricky, however.
It's definitely not free.
You can't see it, but I'll point out that during the loading zone, I was mashing B, and what that does is it stores the input, so Glover was actually bouncing the ball while the screen was transitioning. And what it does is it sets this up so that Glover's bouncing, and I can kind of like dribble off of the incline there and hit the dinosaur early. We want to get those first two hits as fast as possible. And you notice I was just zoomed in. It's because the explosion there produces a lot of lag.
And you know what they say, cool guys don't look at exploding dinos.
Yeah, this is true.
So we're going to store the ball again so that we can use it once we get into space, which the level isn't open yet, but if you get really lucky, you can actually just clip through the collision in the top of Moon and get right in. This is probably the second most run-killing part of any All Bosses run. There's not exactly a setup, it's a lot of just knowing how the mechanics of the game work and how the collision is when you're slamming the top of the Moon. So hopefully he gets in pretty fast.
Well, admit this is a lot harder to do without sound.
Yeah. You want to get a good rhythm going.
Kind of like use like a audio cue of.
Yeah, it's what a lot of runners do. This is basically a seam clip, except we're just trying to find one of the seams on the top of the Moon because there's a bunch. And there we go.
That could have been a lot worse.
I've done a lot worse.
For a marathon, I'll gladly take it. But
oh yeah, not spending 5 minutes on it is a really good feeling.
To put it into perspective, I would have reset immediately upon not getting it within like 3 tries.
Yeah, at a top level, you really need to get in there within like the first 5 seconds when you start pounding the top of the Moon. Otherwise, it's basically a game over for the run.
So yeah, it definitely is like one of the run killers for the run. Another kind of big run killer here can be this guy. You notice there was a cutscene that started to load, it just skipped. It's because we were able to store the ending of the cutscene, or like the exit, by going into a demo and then like clicking
the
through
start
it at the
button
very
at the
end,
same
yeah.
time. Yeah, so by clicking the start button at the same time as the natural cutscene is ending, it stores a data value that tells the game the next time you enter a cutscene of a specific kind, you will just instantly skip that cutscene by like pressing start without actually pressing start. And normally during that cutscene, you don't actually have control of any of your buttons. They don't let you do anything at all. But because the game has stored the start button, it just skips it immediately, and that's the only cutscene actually in-game outside of the intro cutscene that exists.
So this is why, like I was saying, this is another kind of big run killer here. Whoa, he died really fast. But you notice I kind of went up just a tiny bit. That like essentially you want to kill him immediately, like before he starts panning back and forth. But you can't miss a single shot, and you have to take your shots really fast, and it's pretty difficult, especially under pressure. If you get a really fast clip and you're on a good pace, it can be very hard to execute.
Granted,
maybe the second most technical boss in the game.
It is super technical, but if you get really good at it, it can be super consistent, which is the nice part about it.
So no arc clips today, unfortunately.
Yeah, arc clips are very hard under pressure. I don't blame you for that.
I'm a little rusty, to be fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
This is
got good backups though.
That's not a bad run at all.
No, not in the slightest. Got all the clips within like the first few tries, so that's a win in my book.
I would use a very specific setup to try to get the arc clip, where I failed to mention it, but we can store a momentum BC, and what that means is we're grabbing the ball and frame perfectly by buffering it. The second that Glover grabs the ball, we're actually canceling the grab, and it builds momentum and allows him to move faster, like out of the start of something. And that kind of allows you to set up a frame clip pretty easily. So this boss is normally like casual player like hell. Like he can
it's a big roadblock for sure for casual players, but we can just kind of skip it.
We can do a glitch here where we hit the platform twice really quickly, and it allows us to just kind of go immediately. It like shoots it all the way up. Okay. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, Discord just reset on me for some reason. Sorry about that.
That's okay. You're at the end of the run anyways.
But yeah, so now all I need to do is return my balls and save the wizard. That's it. And this is Glover.
Yeah, it's very broken, but very, very fun game to play.
I will point out that I did recently figure out how busted this game truly is. And it makes the run extremely short, which is why I'm doing all bosses today to kind of showcase more of the game and its beauty. But this is technically like the old 90% route.
Yeah.
And it's fun, and I definitely recommend picking it up and trying. I would never tell somebody to casually play this. Is that the last ball? I need one more, right?
I think so.
Oh no, that was the last ball. Okay, so this was sub 13. That's really good. Yeah, sub 13 for a marathon is amazing, actually. I will.
Yeah, that's actually super nice.
But yeah, I split a little late. My bad.
It's okay. It was still a really solid run.
So yeah, we kind of skipped the lore at the start, but what happened is this wizard, he got turned to stone by the evil glove, and we turned him back by restoring or bringing all the balls back to the castle.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah. Thank you, Lolaway, for the commentary. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Make sure to get those donations and keep watching. We got Chameleon Twist coming up next, I think. That run is pretty awesome. We got some cool games, so definitely stay tuned. Thank you all for having me again, and that's it for me. I'm out. Peace.
See ya.